We're coming to you in Durban just after an auspicious event that has been organized to celebrate and honor a well-lived life of one of the struggle stalwarts that in 1984 decided to occupy the British embassy here in Durban in order to try and seek protection against the apartheid regime. Paul David is the only surviving stalwart among the six. I'm going now to speak to the man himself. Uncle Paul, thank you so much for your time. I mean, it's 34 years. Take us back. If you look in those days and you compare them to the current situation, what can you still remember?
No, my memory of that time was the repression was very harsh. The National Party government was looking for every excuse to keep the leaders away from the mass of the support that we had. And it's so different today. Today we live in a democracy. We have problems like every other democracy, but there's no comparison. The repression then was unbearable.
Take us through in that room where you were.
Yeah, it was a small room, 7 meters by 7 meters approximately. 6 of us slept there on the floor. It had a carpet on the floor. We were not allowed mattresses, pillows or blankets. Lucky it was the summer for us here in Durban, and it was quite warm. So it was inconvenient, but we made ourselves comfortable. We used our shoes as a pillow. And we had each other for company and for sustenance, you know.
But what you were trying to achieve, do you think you were able to?
I think so. We tried to once again highlight the problems that apartheid presented, and we thought going into the British consulate would embarrass them, embarrass the apartheid government, because it was in cahoots with the British government. There's no doubt about that. And the South African government at the time was a very close ally of the British government. And we said we would cause contradictions if we went into the consulate, and so we did that. And I think we achieved very much. We retained the moral high ground, that's the liberation movement. We painted the apartheid government in a bad light, and when they didn't return the Coventry Four back to England for trial, it made them look even worse. And so we think we did achieve a little bit, but not too much, but we did achieve something.
Uncle Paul, as an attorney yourself, if you look after that, I understand you were after that charged for treason. If you look at the charges, were they really charges?
No, they were trumped up charges. They were not serious about charging us. They just wanted us out of the consulate, because the British government was putting pressure on the South African government of the time to get us out of the consulate. It was causing a great deal of embarrassment. And yeah, that's the reason why we continued our stay for as long as we could help it, and only came out when these charges of treason were framed against us. But we knew that the charges were not serious. I mean, we were lawyers. We knew what treason was. It was a capital offense. You could be hung for if you were found guilty. But it didn't bother us because there was no merit in the charge against us. And all we did was ask the South African government to meet with the ANC as the representative of the people to a meeting where the future could be discussed. And what happened? CODESA happened in 1992. And that's what we wanted, and we achieved it.